Alright guys, I've recently done a survey on which spirit I should do a guide for, and this creepy guy has won, so let's go. First of all, you can place one presence per turn, which can sometimes be quite annoying. Or not annoying in the sense of annoying, but annoying in the sense that the opening does not resolve on, like, look at lightning. In lightning, the opening kind of resolves on which presence you take. And which cards you play is usually self-explaining for the opening. But with Trickster, as you're going to see my summary in the end, it only depends on when you play these cards. If you play them on turn 1 or turn 2, and which combinations you get. And I mean, basically the only relevant spots are this moon and this spot number 3 here. This spot matters in one single opening we'll see in the end. Very interesting opening, but other than that, the spot is kind of crap. So yeah, let's dive into it. Alright, the first opening I'm going to cover is the over-enthusiastic tempo. And you're going to play these two cards in turn 1. Kill one town with it, which can be quite helpful, for example on this board, to just clear up this town so the invaders don't explore that much in the fast phase. Could cause a blight, but we don't care about blight. And you can disrupt one explore potentially in the slow phase. And what you're going to do is next turn you're going to be at 3 plays. You're going to play these 2 cards in addition to either one animal or one air card. If you grab the animal, you're going to threshold the animal threshold. If you grab the air, you're going to threshold, that's right, the air threshold. So basically, any of these two, air or animal, on card from the deck obviously, and I would generally advise you to grab energy, probably on turn 2, because your reclaim costs 1, and it can be quite annoying to deal with that, because you potentially do not have enough energy to manage your following turns if you don't take energy turn 2. So yeah, just a quick reminder. So what you're going to do is basically G2, G3 turn 1. The next turn you're going to G2, get a 3 plays, then G3, and then have enough energy for the rest of the decade basically. Yeah, next opening. Alright, the next opening I'm going to cover is let's see what gambles build. This build is for the guys of you who just want to gamble the heck out of it. The requirement is that you draft an animal, I don't know, an air card turn 1. That is the requirement. Then you go to this spot and you play these 2 cards turn 1 in addition to these 2 cards plus your, air element on turn 2. You can probably guess where this is going. You hit this innate twice, turn 1 and turn 2. I think this is the only possibility where you can do it. I mean, you can kind of swap around stuff. You can play the air element card turn 1, for example. But other than that, this is like, if you want to gamble, use this opening. This is probably the opening you will use most of the time if you prioritize going bottom track, which you will mostly do. So this is like the usual opening. Alright, next one. Alright, the next opening is Trickster Stirs Up Miners. And what you're going to do is you're going to still play these 2 cards turn 1, but what the heck, to gain a miner, to gain an extra miner and 1 energy. So with this 1 energy you can allow yourself to gain another miner on the next turn. You will have to take this top track moon. And as you can see, you're hitting this threshold. And this gives you another miner. Probably going to forget this card, because it's... Yeah, I hate it. I mean, I generally don't like Trickster, but if you like Trickster, I kind of have to do an opening for a guide for him, because you pretty much don't care about my emotions, right? So... yeah, you're probably gonna forget this card because it has the fewest relevant elements for you, except for that air. You may sometimes that fire. So yeah, then you're just gonna gain 3 miners in the first 2 turns and be happy. Next one. And you can probably guess it, one of the next, or the next opening is the Let's See What Mages, an absolutely beautiful yeah, you know what I mean. I hate art. Yeah, just this the opening where I just grab a major turn 1 and go from there. Again, probably gonna skip this card because this fused elements. I have some majors right here that I think Trickster can threshold just with his bare hands, so to say, just with his standard set of cards. We've got some not that amazing hits like Pillar of Flame is quite awkward, and this card is quite awkward, and this card sometimes too, and this card too. But other than that, these are some amazing cards that Trickster can threshold just by using his just standard hand of cards. And there's some great hits. So drawing a major on Trickster can actually be really, really great if you draft one of these cards. Most of the time you're going to be able to, like, mostly due to set them up, you're going to be able to threshold them on 3 plays, which is, like, for example, Pet of Calamity or difficult with this one, which is really, really amazing in my opinion. And yeah, next opening. The next two openings are kind of like a mishmash between the two usual card combos. I mean, the usual card combos are these two and the other two. And these two openings kind of wash it around. So the first thing I'm going to call it What is Happening, because this opening is just, yeah, makes my eyes bleed. Going to play these two cards, go from top track, hit, let's see what happens. The next turn you're going to play Inside the Mob plus an air card you draft. No, not a presence, an air. And threshold, let's see what happens once again. So the reason why I'm calling it What is Happening is because you're placing a strife in the first slow phase, but then you're using it for Inside the Mob in the second slow phase, and you haven't got the energy to place down a second strife unless you grab the energy option on turn 1. So yeah, just a really awkward opening in my opinion. Use it if you want to create a challenge for yourself, because I don't see how this opening is beneficial, but the video is called All Possible Openings and not the best opening. So yeah, next one. And the last and probably least opening is the more Strife opening, which is the only one that takes use of this 2 energy spot right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to play your 2 0-cost cards turn 1. And you're going to go from top track. So you're going to have 1 single point of energy. And you're going to use that energy for your first special rule, laying down a second strife with this card. And then you're going to be at 0 energy, right? And the next one you're going to go from top track and play these 2 cards, hit your let's see what happens. And yeah, I mean, why is this opening trash? I mean, first of all, same reason. You're placing a strife that you're removing in the slow phase afterwards. Second of all, you're not hitting yours, let's see what happens turn 1, which is mostly what you want to do. And the biggest reason why it's pretty stupid to play this opening is because Trickster has a ton of useful element effects, right? So ton of card plays are great for Trickster. In addition, he can just gain ton of energy when he gains card plays. So this, like, the moon matters sometimes, because you sometimes use it for kind of use for this. But this 2 energy spot is just a complete waste. I mean, the any element is kind of cool. The fire is useless. So if you commit yourself to going top track, you kind of have to go to this spot. And when you are at this, like turn 4, could be the turn where you have reached 4 plays by just going down bottom track. So this is the reason why going top track on Trickster is really awkward, because plays are just so great for Trickster. That concludes the video. I've got all builds for Trickster on one single page. I would like you to like and subscribe if you want to see more content for Spirit Island. Share this video with your friends and your family, because Spirit Island is a great game, as you all know. I don't know what to say. Have fun gambling on. Let's see what happens. Goodbye.